everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you guys my dream inventory for toilet tower defense, and guys, this is absolutely insane. I mean, it's like my dream unit, or my dream inventory for, like, besides Hyper and Titan Drillman, of course, or Upgrade Titan Drillman, like this guy, and the Hyper, because that one costs like 1,000,000,000 gems, and the Hyper costs like 26k, which I don't have. But if you guys do like this, please support the channel by just maybe liking and subscribing, maybe share the video with one of your friends, and yeah, because I do take time in these videos, and the more you guys do help with the channel, like subscribing and liking, the more higher quality the videos become, which makes them more entertaining. So yeah, thank you guys for supporting me. If you do, helps a lot. Anyway, so as you can see, the Hyper is going for like 1 quadrillion gems, and he has 3. That's crazy. And let's see, is there an ultimate right now? No, there's no ultimate. So let's see here. Oh, there's 312. Just 312 listings. So let's see. There might be a Titan Drillman, upgraded Titan Drillman, but I don't have all the time in the world to look for this. So I might just might have to just work with what I got here. So what? Hang on. I might just need to work with what I got. Yep. Okay. So you can see very consistent prices there. 20k, always above 20k. This might be signed actually. I don't know, but this one is 27k, 20. Yeah, these are signed. Okay, moving on. So we have our dream inventory. I'm going to show you it. It's pretty crazy. I'm going to start off with epics and work our way up. Actually, I'm going to start off with Lucky Speaker Man because I actually really like this healing unit. I think it's one of my only heals. If not, it is my only heal. Okay, so this is what I would use for healing if I really needed it in like nightmare mode auto skips. But yeah, so that's one of my favorite units, and I bought it for 35 gems. Next up, we got the camera helicopter. I don't really use it. I don't think I've ever used it actually. But we have the large cameraman. Bat Speaker Man is actually like a decent one for me. Easter Speaker Man is actually one that I use sometimes. Microwave Man used to be one of my favorite units because it did a lot of damage back then. Jetpack Speaker Man is one of my favorite legendaries. We're on the legendaries now, sorry guys. Jetpack Speaker Man is one of the best legendaries in my personal opinion because of the 7,000 DPS per second, and it's great for early game. Next up is the Mech Cameraman, and this just goes to show that it's better DPS. The range is a little bit worse, and it's cheaper, so that's why I like this a lot. Next up we have the Secret Agent, which is like clutch place, like take it in your slot 5, place it down whenever you're gonna die, place it down again, and then it'll just keep going without the cooldown, which I think is very useful. Dual Bat Speaker Man is my second favorite legendary, just because, you know, the DPS might not be that great, but it has a special place in my heart because it was one of my first units. Next up, we have the Mewing TV Man, which is my favorite unit. It's the absolute best. I just love the animations, 15,000 damage per second. It's amazing. It's the best early game unit by far. And now we're on to the mythics, guys. This is where stuff starts to get crazy in my inventory, okay? So here we have the Upgrade Titan Cameraman. Not my favorite mythic. I don't use it a lot. I do use it for some challenge I did, but I didn't like the recordings on it, so I just didn't post it. But if you want me to do a cameraman only challenge, I will gladly do that. So we have the Upgrade Titan Cameraman, 49,000 DPS, and the range is 60, which is very good. Next up, we got the Santa TV Man, which of course, is one of the GOAT units because of how much money it makes you per wave. If you place down 3, max it out, it gives $6,000 per wave. Next up, we got the Sinister Titan TV Man. Absolutely amazing unit. One of the GOATs, like I just said about the Santa TV Man. It's expensive, it's pricey for the upgrades, but I think it's worth it because that 60,000 DPS plus that splash and AoE damage is going to come in clutch. Next up, we have the Healer TV Woman. Heals your base, has splash damage, absolutely amazing. The DPS isn't that great, but it does give extra base health, which does kind of come in clutch. So, one of my favorites. It's expensive, and I could sell it for a lot, but yeah, you know, it's pretty good. Very good, actually. Next up, we have the Egg Launcher Cameraman. This is not a good mythic, in my opinion. The DPS isn't great, doesn't have AoE or splash damage, so I don't really use it. I've used it like twice, and the only reason is, for one, I was trying to do the cameraman only challenge, and I don't like the recording, so I deleted it. Anyways, we have the Titan Buddy Cameraman. Very good. Mythic, in my opinion. I've used this before for the cameraman only challenge. So these were the two I used, and I'm probably never going to use this for a cameraman only challenge because I found out how bad it was for late game, and it wasn't that great early game either because this was the same price and it had a better starting damage and end game damage plus a better range. So it didn't really make sense to me because this also has piercing A and AoE. So that just made way more sense to me to get this. Next up we have the Titan Sigma Man. I've actually used this quite a bit because it is relatively cheap and it has AoE and it just looks sick. It's big, it has that purple effect, area of effect, and it's pricey. Like, if you go into the shop right now, it will probably be going for like 1,700, or it might be out of stock. So I really like this unit. 35,000 DPS and a range of 65 at the end. Absolutely amazing. Next up, we have the Mace Camera Woman, which, in my personal opinion, is, I said the Mewing was the best, but I take it back. The Mace Camera Woman is the best starter unit, and here's why. Because it has 50% slowing, which is better than the Green Laser, and it's better than the Green Laser altogether. It's cheaper than the Mewing, right? And I don't know how much the Mewing does right off the bat, and it has more DPS at the start, right? Let's check so the cooldown is worse though, but it doesn't matter because that's the DPS. So next up, and the slowing, it has better DPS right off the bat, has better DPS at the end of it, and it's cheaper. The range is also better, so it just makes sense to get the Mace Camera Woman more. I think it's better at the start. Yeah, the Mewing is better at the start, but still. It also does have a splash, or like the laser thing, which the Mewing doesn't have. It just has the base thing, or the base like AoE, which is still good. AoE is very good. Next up, we have the Godlies. I have all 3 Godlies, and we're gonna get into it. Next up is the upgraded Titan Cinema Man. I use this unit so much. I don't think I could go without a video besides like a challenge video, like Cameraman or something, without using this. Like, it's my second favorite unit of all time. It's pricey, has AoE, it has a stun time, 71,000 DPS. Like, that's amazing. And then the range is 65. I don't see how this is not in everyone's GOAT category, but for some people it is. It isn't for some reason, but I absolutely love this. Next up is the Titan President Man. They nerfed this quite a bit I think. I wish they would go back to it being like the broken unit that it was, because it was just so much fun to use. But I still love this unit because it was my first godly, I believe, so that holds a special place in my heart. Plus the golden presence and the splash, plus the AoE damage combined is just insane. The gold presence, I believe, do a million or 500,000 health. I forgot which, or it takes 500,000 or million. But the thing is, it costs so much to get to its last level. It's a $40,000 upgrade. So you're gonna need to grind waves over and over again and upgrade your other guys. So it's just like just get level 2. Like level 2 is the only thing that I see people getting to. But I've gotten level 3 before, but it wasn't worth it because it was worth it in a sense because it did 39,000 DPS a second, which is basically rounded up to 40,000. I can't see myself saving all that money again for the Titan Present Man. Next up, we have the Mech Bunny Titan. It's a special unit. It's a godly. It has toilet slowing, and it has AOE and piercing, which is very good. It's very rare as well. It's pricey in the shop, and there's not too many. I think that there's more hypers than this, but it doesn't do as much damage, and I don't think the range is as good. But still, a very good unit. Not my favorite. I don't use it a lot because of how pricey it is. And yeah, I have other units. Next up, we're going to the exclusives. Here I have the Scientist Cameraman. I do use this when I want like double money for like something like a challenge, like maybe I will test out the Mech Bunny Titan, like max it out because I've never maxed it out before, but still. Next up, we have the Shield Cameraman, very good unit, and I just really like the way that I forgot what I was going to say, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but I do like it for early game because it only is 250. The starting damage isn't that great. I don't really know why I like it so much, but it holds a special place in my heart, I guess. Next up, it's a green laser. This is in everyone's goats, but it's starting to like classify as not that great of a unit because it only does 9,000 DPS at the end, and there's other things like the Mace Cameraman, the Astro. What else do we got? What else do we have that slows down the toilets? I believe that the splash on the Sinister slows them down. The Mech Bunny slows them down a bit, I think. Yeah, so it just doesn't make sense to have this anymore. But people use it because it is pricey, and it does. Like, it's like one of the OGs, one of the goats, like, you know? So why wouldn't you use something that's OG? It's like it's like wearing an old Jordan. It's like wearing a new Jordan over an old Jordan, right? Like, the older Jordans are dope. So I guess that's my take. Next up, we have the Flamethrower Cameraman. I've never used this. I have it. It also does slowing. Not as great as the green laser, but still. That's a lie. I have used it once just to test it out, and I didn't like it because it only did 6,000 DPS. So, and the range is like terrible. But moving on, we have the Ghost Cameraman, which I actually do enjoy because of how much damage it does. It does almost as much as a Mech Bunny Titan. It does more than the Titan Bunny Cameraman, and it does as much as a Sinister. Still, Sinister is way better because it has AoE and Splash plus slowing. So, but still. And here's the thing, right? Like 60,000 damage per second is so good, and this is relatively cheap for a 60,000 DPS unit. So it doesn't make sense. Like, I use this actually quite a bit because I like it a lot. I think it's really good. Next up is the DJ Speakerman, which increases your boot, like your damage. So I actually do use this sometimes because I don't have the DJ Speakerman. Oh, that's actually one of my dream units. So that's another thing that I need to get for my dream inventory. Relatively, my dream inventory would be every single unit in the game, but I know that's never going to happen. So I'll just say, like, this is close to my dream inventory. But we have a damage boost of 15 at the end. It's relatively cheap. 15% isn't bad at all, so if you put this with the Titan Clockman, I believe it does, like, 71,850. I did the math before, but I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it yet, but still, that's crazy to think that it boosted my Titan Clockman like that before. Next up, I have the Announcer Speaker Cameraman, which is good, and I have used it before in the past with, like, I think it was my Godlies, like my Godly Mech Bunny, because it already had an insane cooldown, so you would just add even more damage to that. So I think it got to, like, I didn't do that math, but I think it would go to, like, 70k about. Yeah, that seems right. 68k, 70k-ish. I don't know. I'm not doing the math. Someone else did the math. But so I have used this before. I plan on making a video with, like, good units that this could work with. I actually have planned that before because not everyone can afford a DJ Speakerman or a DJ. Yeah, not everyone can afford a DJ Speakerman. It's 150k. Crazy. Next up, we get the Titan Clockman. I love this unit because it has the ability to stop time. It has splash, and it does 50,000 DPS a second when you get it to its max upgrade, which is crazy to me because it also stops time. Plus, it has splash, which just, like, this unit is so good, and yet it still failed to gain the hype it had from the television series because it was just like, or like the YouTube series, because it was like the multiverse, because it was just that good, and then it only did like 50,000 damage, which is still relatively good in the scheme of things, and it has splash and the time stop ability, plus a range of 60, which is really good. So this is one of the, like, my favorite units, and I do use this quite a bit, especially with the DJ Speakerman, which increases his thing to, like, 71,800 something, or maybe it was 500, I forgot. But, so I do use this quite a bit. Next up, we have the Titan Drillman. Not my favorite unit. It does 25,000 damage a second. Not that great. Has a laser. Cool. A lot of things have lasers. So, not my favorite unit, but it's alright. Looks cool. Next up, we have the Saw Upgraded Titan Cameraman, which does 34,000 damage second. Not anything special. Next up, we have the Toxic Upgraded Titan Cameraman, which does 45,000 damage a second, which is really good. And it has a splash, toilet slowing, which just doesn't. The range is really good on this, not so much on this one. And the blast range is also pretty dang good, I think. Let me check. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Still, cooldown is always good. It does like 2,600 damage right off the bat per second, of course. So I don't really see why you wouldn't, like, if you don't have that many great units, this is one of them. Use this. It's a great starter unit. I don't personally use it anymore, but I remember I did. So yeah, I highly recommend this. It's one of my, it's like just cool. It's great, and it's not even that bad to this day. Still, moving on, we have the upgraded camera spider. I did use this because it was movable and it had splash, but I don't use this anymore because I have other movables. One we'll get to in a minute, but it has a blast range of 50. It has a range of 50. Has a blast range of 15, range of 50, walk range of 60. walk speed of 15, 27,000 DPS. So this is pretty cool. It's good. It's a good unit. I would recommend buying it from the shop because it's a lot cheaper in this shop than it is in the marketplace. Next up, we have the Astro Upgraded Titan Cameraman. This was my first good unit. Like, I mean good. This thing is actually crazy good. Like, 57,000 damage is already good. 65 range makes it even better. 60% toilet slowing. Insane. Blast range of 20. Insane. Better than the Toxic Upgraded Speakerman. And, wait, let's see what else has a blast radius. I think this does the same as the Healer TV one. Like, I mean, this unit is really good. I think you could solo to wave 95 with this to 100. I forgot which one it was, 90 to 100. Just because of this unit, and it's so good. The starting DPS is already good enough to be like you don't have the money for it in the start, but if you did, like, this would be a top tier early game, mid game, and end game. But right now it's only end game and it's mid game and end game. Moving on, my favorite movable. I have used this before in the past. I plan on using it again because it is pretty good. 56, repeating 6,000 DPS per second is really good. Walk range of 65. I don't know how much is this. This has 60, which is not nearly as good, and the starting walk range is already better. Next up, we have the range, which is 50. This is 50, 30 to 50. This is 20 to 50. Next up, the cooldown is already better than what this is, which makes sense. That's why the damage is so much higher. And yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't have this. The only thing is that this does have splash, and this one doesn't. But still, this has slowing a bit. So this is basically my dream inventory. Let's go into the marketplace for like 1 minute maybe, and explain some units that I want but don't have the money for. So first thing first, of course, we have the Titan Drill Man. Everyone wants this unit, but not everyone can get it because not everyone has like a Hyper or DJ Speakerman in their inventory, which is the reason I don't have it. Also, I don't have a billion gems to spend on it. Next up is the Hyper Upgrade Titan Speakerman. I don't really see why it's worth wasting a bunch of gems on the crates when I don't really have the best odds of getting it anyways. So I don't, and I don't have the money to buy it from the marketplace, but I should probably buy some more crates just in case. Also, next up, we also have the DJ Speakerman. Of course, everyone wants this unit. It's dope. It's sick. It does insane. It's crazy. Next up is the Speaker Repair Drone. Just because it's pricey, and I already have a healer, but I don't know. This one just works better. It's the best repair drone game. Next up, we have the Spider TV. Everyone wants this unit. It's so expensive. It's so rare. If you have this, it's insane. Next up is the Engineer Cameraman. It's just so rare. Only 20,000 exist. I don't know. It's just so rare that it's I don't know. Next up is the Titan Cloverman, which they gave a buff to, which I noticed. I only thought I did 45,000, but now it does 65,000 damage a second. And that's insane to me. Plus it has AoE in the blocks, which is one of my... Next up is a large camera, the Firework Cameraman. I'm not going to really go into too much detail. It's just pricey. Same with the Chef TV Man, because Sunny and Melon really like it, and they like it, so it must have something special to it. Also looks pretty cool. Has splash damage. Corrupted Cameraman is pretty sick too. Leprechaun Cameraman, awesome. I want the Pumpkin Farm, the Speaker Woman Rose Farm. So we are pretty close to getting all of my units that I really want, but I don't think I'll get a lot of those, like the Titan Drill Man. ever unless I get on leaderboard somehow. Maybe like a new unit comes out, I hatch it, and I just get on leaderboards because it has like 100,000 DPS, and I somehow got the DJ speaker or TV man. But yeah, that's the video, guys. Here's my inventory. If you guys have a better inventory or you want to trade for something, like I'm looking for hypers. If you see this video, make sure you like and subscribe. It's your boy Plug Plays. I'm out. Thanks for watching.